Hi guys, this is Alfredo Diaz, Carl Through. Today we're going to talk about relationships. We have prepared something nice, a case that we performed recently to people that they met. And I want to share that because I want you to know about this tool. I mean, Carl Through, as I mentioned in other videos, is not only talking about specific of the person, but also can perform some functionalities on regards to relationship. I like relationship analysis because I think, when you see the energy flowing from one point to another, we can understand better why some relationship works, why not some others they are not so lucky. And there are so many reasons, and we're gonna go through that using one example. Let's go. I'm gonna share the screen. In that way, we can go through the case. So I call this case, I will say it's Mr. and Mrs. Smith. This is a time in love. This is a real case, but of course I'm protecting the real names. But it's something that I would like to show you because it's not a fake case. It's an actual case. And regardless of what happened after they met, we want just to show how the tool can be used to identify if two people can share, can meet, can establish a friendship, or they can go further, they can maybe commit, or maybe they can go much further. I mean, they maybe embrace and have plans to get inspired one to another, and they maybe can get married. Of course, it's something that it has to be checked in details. I mean, if we can go to a full exercise on regards to the subject, we need to go deeper. But I don't want to. It has it implies so many aspects that we need to check. If I use this video for that, it's gonna take too long. I think maybe sometime we can do a workshop and we can provide to the individual a full conclusion, or that allow them to make a decision, him or her, in this journey in life. So we took two people, Mr. Smith and Mr. Smith. I call this because it recalls me the movie Mr. and Mrs. Smith, performed by Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie. But anyhow, this is not a case. This is a real case. It's not a movie. And it happened this year. Well, more than going through the case, because as I said, it takes longer than maybe the purpose of the video. I just want to show you how the Carl Through used the techniques to identify the potential. Not only the potential, but also the weakness and potential obstacles, potential adverse situations. All the things that, by definition, relationship is not simple. But that's why it's good to have an element and a tool that can help you when you are taking this in a serious fashion. Okay, this figure is taken from the screenshot. The screenshot normally shows 6. Let me show you here. You can see here. This is Mr. Smith. You can see 6 different blocks. The main one is this one, which is the queen quadration. This queen quadration is defined when the person is born. When the person when his incarnation happened, this is his configuration. Okay, he's in this case a 7 of diamond, and he has all these cards representing all the planet position from Sun to Saturn, Moon, Mars, Mercury, Jupiter, Venus, and Saturn. And maybe you can notice that the order from Sun to Saturn is the same order of the day of the week, because as we know, creation was done in 7 days, and has so all this configuration follows that rule as well. We also have the two nodes. The north node is called Rahu, and the south node is called Ketu. These two nodes are not physical. They are not embodied planets. I will clarify that I'm calling all of them planets. Okay, so north node is not a planet; it's a position, and south node is also a position. They always are together, but separated 180 degrees. So for instance, if this node, north node is in Aries, the south node is gonna be in Libra, and so on. But they are always together, but never together, in the sense that they are never in the same sign. They always in the opposite sign, but they always in the same degree. If this is in 20 degrees Aries, it's going to be this one 20 degrees Libra. The ecliptic is where all these planets are orbiting. That's why this card is very important, because this person, which is a 7 of diamond, is orbiting around a 2 of diamond. Okay, so this person, for him, is very important. Everything related with values, the use of the resources, and so on. The 3 other or the farther planets are Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto. These 3 planets, even that they are so far, but they are like they play a very important role, because they are like the people representing heaven, and they are with us. With their presence, we will see them during the explanation how they are presented here. Okay. I'm doing this introduction because I want you to get familiarized with this system. Here you can see how the fulfillment strength of the planets. You can see here, Sun is ashamed, delighted, starved. All of that is Moon is proud, Mars is proud, and so on. The planets, we need to know the state of the planets, their fulfillment, because in that way they can react to, they can produce. All the planets want to produce something for you. Depending his profile, they always want to deliver the best of what they have, the energy that they have, they want to excel that energy for you, but because depending of the state that they are, the dignity, they are friend or good, exalted or mulatricona, or they are maybe with the enemy. Depending of the dignity, they can deliver or not. Okay. Here we can see another specific information is in regards to the significators. Caracas is significators, and this is important because when we have to evaluate two people, we need to talk about the self, it's called the Atma Karaka, and the spouse, which is the Dara Karaka. Okay, in this case, for this person, for him, the profile for him, for his, I will say soulmate, he has to have it's like a Saturn personality, okay? While himself, his soul is the sun. So I think he's a person that wants, you know, to be exposed, and he wants to shine by himself. So there are many factors here, but I just want you to get familiarized. In the document we are using, we're gonna jump from here to the 7-year progression. And we have to talk about also the age quadration, because this one is fixed, but this one is movable in the way that every year this configuration change, okay? This is Mr. Smith, and this is Mr. Smith. This is the astrology chart, but we can show also the kind of true configuration, okay? Having said that, let's come back here to the document, okay? I just took these four, because I want now in this presentation to concentrate in these 4 squares that we had that defines the profile for Mr. Smith, and these 4 below defines the profile of Mr. Smith. What I want to, where I want to get here, well, just to show you the considerations, where the information to evaluate this loving tour is coming from. Where are we taking that information? You saw that in the explanation that I just described, there is a lot of information that we need to consider between the two. Let's go this quickly. You can see this, okay, with these arrows showing that the sequence is first, we need to see the core, queen quadration for him and for her. This is the basic, because this is the foundation of each one personality. Their aspiration, their potential, their weaknesses, okay? Then the age, because now the interest is say, well, I'm meeting this person. I know how the relationship or the potential relationship or the relationship that's going on, how might look like. So we take the year, for instance, this case, let me zoom this. This person is 70 years age. So we have here in the progression 70, and we identify here the energy is given by this card. I mean, this card is, because it's 17, the 17 is the one that is giving energy. He's energized, sorry. This card is being energized by the age, okay? Of course, all this card also has something to do, especially the 7-year progression card, this 5 of hearts, this heart, so some interesting connection. They clicked here because all of these are orbiting here. It's showing me another clouds. We have his sun is here. It's very important for him, this 7-year progression. And from here, from this 7-year progression, we have to go to the age. Okay? This is important. Check this out. You see this 7 of diamond in the 7th-year progression? Check. The person he met is 7 of diamond. I mean, maybe I'm not following the sequence, but when I see something that come up and takes my attention because it's something that I have analyzed it. So when I see here in this year, this 7 of diamond energy is affecting all his age card. Who is affecting that? This person, Mr. Smith. Okay, so just in a glance, we can see how the chart is showing the interaction between one to another. Okay, the same for her. She had her queen quadration, which is, this is not movable. This one doesn't change. This is her own nature. Now she is 64. We have to go to the 64. And we can see that he is working with the 10 of diamond. So he is still, she's a very, I mean, she is a person that wants to always evaluate how she is investing her resources, time, money, whatever is on their hands, she always evaluating, is she doing well with value? Normally, people with diamond, they are good handling resources, money, wealth, etc. And also, they are very concrete person. Beauty, also. They're very concrete. They say, okay, let me see if I'm gonna be not wasting my time. Okay, back here. We need to analyze her year. This is her year in the 64 quadration. Okay. So this square here is gonna be ruling her year in this specific year. Something important, we had this our nature, but every year we have to play with different cards. And so the importance of Carlos Drew is to know how to play. That's why in my first video I said, we need to know how to play the game of life, because all this chart has different energies. And so we need to know how to play them, when to play them, and it's good to play with them, it's not so good moment, we need to wait, etc. Well, more important, when we are talking about relationship, we need to know how all these energies are moving around. Okay. This other figure, this table, is like a summary. You know, we can see here so many cards, but here we have a summary. In one side, this side here, on this part of the table, we have the energy that is coming from the cards. For instance, Mr. Smith in the Sun card is 2 of clubs. Mr. Smith is 5 of spades. Check. 2 of clubs, 5 spades, and so on. Okay? The cards that they have, the position is this sequence, or this, yes, in this sequence, they had these energies, all the 13 cards for Mr. Smith, or the 13 card for Mr. Smith. But now we have to consider also, and this is the beauty of this system, they have planets. They have planets, physical planets here. Okay, I'm gonna amplify this again, or maybe better, I show you here. They have planets here. This is the card, two of clubs, but the sun is not there. The sun is in the Mars card. Okay, Mercury planet is also in the Mars card. The ecliptic, which is the X here, is also here. They are influencing this card. All of this combination, we need to check how they influence and what Mars can impact the relationship. Okay. So because of that, so that's why we have in this table, like a two table, and we say, well, okay, this one is for the positions, and this one are for the planet's location. Why is important? Because each of them add energies. Maybe these two, I don't see that these two are good in the sun. They repel, but here there is some not so good combination. However, Jax contains the two. When I say there is not so good combination, is because red with red, they are good only if they are in the same suit. This is not the same suit. This is hearts. This is diamond. In this case, they both are black, but this is clubs and this is spades. They repel. However, 2 and 5, I don't see that they have relationship. So this, in the sun card, which is a very important card for each one, there is not too much energy going on, meaning that if one of them is very egocentric, that energy is gonna impact the rest of the energy that are present. But they have a very good combination, most of them, because you can see here, this is a black card, and this is the Jack, which is red. These two are very good because King is they had the energy to terminate, to do their tough decisions, and Jax has the energy to start. So this is a sequence. He maybe can. This is a sequence here. Maybe he's the one that can say, well, in one moment in time, I think we need to change. And she takes the lead and she says, okay, let's do it in this new fashion. Let's do it in this new way to start a new experience, especially in connection, emotional and feelings. He's more here in the intellectual energy. So we have here so many energies involved, and some of them are more important for the relationship. The others are not so important. Here I can see another very good combination: hearts, and the 4 and the king. And this energy is more related to the queen, because queen is she energized 4, 5, and 6. And why is that important? Because he's in the ecliptic had the Queen. The Queen of Hearts has this energy. So we have to make like a mapping here to see how all this combination can work one to another. Okay, but if we have all of these, which one are the most important? When we start to evaluate, there are several factors that allow us to don't mess it up in the way that, because there are too many energies, inter is changing, we need to get the key factors. The key factors are the self factors and the relationship factors. We're going there in a minute, but I want to know, to let you know first something. When we need to evaluate the energy for the woman, we need to evaluate Jupiter, and for the men, Venus. Okay, many people say no, it's Mars and Venus. No, it's Jupiter and Venus. Mars is very good, especially for the passion, for the sexual encounter. Venus also had very special energies in that involved, but for women, Jupiter is the one that has to be considered, because normally when women think about the relationships in a serious manner, they think about the family as well. So the key word for woman is faith, hope, security, and all of that is given by Jupiter. Jupiter is the one that provides to the woman all these desirable factors that she wants to have beside her, especially when she feels more vulnerable. When the woman gets pregnant, she's vulnerable, and while she's pregnant, and then when she had the baby, she's still feeding the baby, and she needs somebody to support her in all that process. It's not only making the baby, which is, I know, I have to recognize Mark can provide a good job there, but it's all the process. It's not that simple that it's just an encounter. It's not only when we commit, let's say that way, because it's something that I learned from Ernst Wilhelm, the fee steps we need to follow. Is a video that he released in Valentine's Day. He said we need to follow the, he didn't say fee, it's my mind that I say fee. Fee is friendship, then engagement, and after engagement, embracing. That's why I call this fee process. When woman wants to have a serious relationship, she wants to pass for all these process, for the fee process: friendship, engagement, and embracement. And Jupiter is the planet that gives the long-term reliability, accountability for women. Venus, in the opposite side for men, is the one that is giving the reward. When man is capable to deliver to the woman all that she is aspiring to get, man wants to get his reward through the love and nourishment given by Venus. So, having said that, we need to check how Jupiter is aspected, how healthy is Jupiter And so for women, and so the same, how healthy is Venus for the men. Okay? So it's kind of maybe confusing that you have to check the male energy in a woman and the female energy in the man. But it's the way that the technique works. Because if you have a healthy Jupiter, you are gonna attract a healthy spouse or a healthy partner. You have a healthy Venus, you're going to attract a healthy woman, a healthy wife, potential wife. And what is the purpose when two people get together? Is that union is more than the people itself, the people itself. So if I'm in a relationship with someone, it's because I'm expecting that with that person I can do much more than I can do by myself. The same for the woman. The one with this person to do things more productive and more valuable than when she is by herself. That's why it's so important to know what is the energy we have inside to attract the right person. Is the Mr. Right or Mrs. Right for men? It's something that we have inside and we have to analyze. Okay, we're not gonna do this today. Today the goal is just to present how this tool can be used. So we here in the self factors, we consider the birth card itself, the 7-year progression, and the age. It's something that we saw it in the first page, you know, the birth card, his age, her age, and then in the age quadration, we see the 3 and the 10. This is in the age on the 7-year progression. I'm sorry for that. He has the 5 of hearts. She had the 4 of spades. It's a sequence. I like it that. 4, 5. I like it. They like. It's like a flow. Like a flow when you had 2 cards and they are 4 and 5. Okay, numerically, there are some flow there. And here, the age card is 3. Her card is 10. Here, at least, they have a color compatibility. So I'm not gonna go through all of this. It's too long for the objective of this presentation, but what I want to show you is, for instance, here I say great combination found since red and black attracts each other, especially with spades and hearts. For instance, this one. It's a very strong tie. And this one is at the clubs and diamond. This is very good combination because in the age he's more now in his creativity stage, and she in the meantime is watching the value of the creativity. When they both are healthy and they match and they work together, everything that he thinks can be monetized. And this is a very good combination. For instance, myself, I am more clubs like this one, oriented person. I need to map, I need to work with people with demons, because those people, demon people, can help me to capitalize, to monetize, to create more value when we are together. So here, the other self factor, we need to check how the soul is also the energy that we have within us. AKS Atma Karaka is a term in Vedic Sanskrit, and it has to do with the soul because it's part of us. We need to check how they works. And the ascendant is also important because it's the moment when we burn what is the energy that we have by nature. And you can see here, they both are a thinker person. The other relationship factor, we already explained that. Venus for his, and for her, Jupiter. Okay? Dara Karaka is also another energy. Like we had evaluated the soul, the inner soul that we have, we need to evaluate also the potential energy we had inside thinking about our soulmate, and it's given by the Dara Karaka. Okay, in this case, they had this energy here. To me, and the very glance, I think it match. The seven costs, why the seven costs? Seven costs always represents partnership. When we want not only partnership for loving partnership, also for business, for everything that has to do with somebody else that add value. Of course, sometimes they don't add value at all, because if you find the wrong person, it's not gonna be, you're not gonna be happy. None of them is gonna be happy. That's why we need to find, the right person to move forward. That's why the importance having this kind of report or analysis. Moon is always very important. Why? Because Moon is the one that gives us the ability to relate to anyone, and including our mood. How we feel is the way how we treat people, and they smell or they are aware in one moment when we talk or when they watch our face, how we feel. So that's why Moon is always important to see if he's healthy or is sad or is wounded. All of this is very important to evaluate. And here there is an explanation. What happened in the 7-year progression? So we follow. Oh, his sun card is this, and then the sun going to this other card, and so on. So we start to interrelate all the information. See here, there is a good finding. So it's like the cards that represent yourself is inside the configuration of the other person. When we find that, we find even not only that you are there, but also some dates. For instance, I say here, check on 2021 from this date, what might happen if you still with them. The same here, okay? Here also, watch October 27 to mid-December 2020. So something here is important, especially because Queen of Hearts are very important for men. When this card is present, it's because something something good is going to happen, something big is going to happen. Maybe he's going to propose. I don't know. We have to check deep here in all the elements. The same thing that we did for Mr. Smith, the same thing we do for Mr. Smith. We say here, activated cards on her 7 years probation. What is activated? Because once she's 64, in her, after she gets to this birthday, a new chart gets activated. For instance, here, I'm talking about Mr. Smith. She's 64, and in 64, she has this configuration. But if I change, and I say, how's gonna be in the 65? Everything changed, except the birth card. But this configuration changed completely. So the energies comprising in the 64 years for her, they expires after the 364 days of the year, of her year. And new cards are coming, and the new card you need to play with. That's why the energies in the couples, in this partnership, in this in the partner relationship, loving relationship, they always change. And we ask ourselves, well, why this year is going better? Why this year is I don't feel so good? It's because there are the energies are changing. We know what are the energies that are dominating. It's good for us to know that, because in that way we know how to handle all the situations. Because relationships are not easy. Everybody knows that, but most of the people wants to have a relationship, and a good relationship. They don't want to have a trash relationship. And for that, we need to check how is your Jupiter for ladies, and how is Venus for the gentleman. So having said that, what I'm going to show you here is, for any of you that are watching this video, we can do this report. We can go through all those energies that are moving one to the other, how they correlate. We can make an explanation how these energies are moving, when potentially in one place here, for instance, I remember I said something that the relationship started in May. It's something that I just found. And when I received the feedback, the person told me, yes, we start the relationship in May. It should be something that I found here. Yeah, I can see his activation here in May. And she was also here. Check this out. The Jack of Hearts, which is something new, looking for connection. Okay? When they were, they are friends, they were friends. She's present here, by the way. And in this period, she was not looking, she was receptive, because red is receptive energy. It's like when you have a master antenna receiving all the channels to forecast all the TV programs. So her sense were opened, and something happened that this energy was activated. Why? Because it's his 17-year quadration. Also because it's the sequence between the 2 and the 3 this card was activated and she catch that that information, and it was the moment when I conclude that they met, and she confirmed. She told me yes. That was the moment when we met. In fact, sometimes there are good moments to meet. There are some moments that are not good to do so. Something that I would like to mention here, something that I found last night, is these two cards here in Jupiter. I just want to mention that because when you found in this fifth position, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. In the fifth position, when you find even cards, they don't work well. So that situation was something that last night I said, wow, if these people are not conscious that they are expecting to solve, for instance, for her, she wants to, the solution for get fulfilled in the emotional connection is coming from outside. In his case, he's, I will say he's monetizing his security in the concrete sense, in the money, is still, he's not getting conscious about it. Has to let that not push him a lot. Maybe he's very obsessive getting the money, while his mind is working on that. And especially because he's in Jupiter, they are not gonna make, it's gonna be like a block that is not gonna help the relationship to flow. But anyhow, there are so many things here that we can find. There are so many findings that we can take from here to see how the relationship can develop. If you are in potential relationship, it's good to know it's gonna work or it's not gonna work. If you are in a relationship already, it's good to know what's going on, how maybe the next year will look like, how this year is gonna end, depending all these energies that are running with your partner. We match the dates, or we see the periods here, because from here to here is the year, the 364 year. Each square is 52 days. You multiply 52 by 7, okay, you will find that this is 364 days. So we can identify here where potential thing might happen depending the energy that you are sharing from here to here. Okay. Well, I think for today, we went through so many things. Maybe, hopefully, this is not very confusing for you. What I just want to share with you is that we have so many elements that we can get, that so many insight, so many things that can be unfolded in this loving tour. So if you are interested in do that tour because you want to see the potentials that you have with someone, maybe you can reevaluate your relationship, or you want to know what happened with your relationship. Maybe you broke and you want to know more what happened, what is your, is a lady, for instance, how is your Jupiter, because your Jupiter is the energy that is bringing you the person to match or to fit with. Venus for men, or maybe if you as a lady want to see is your partner Venus is good, is healthy, or it needs to be waked up, or your Jupiter need to be fixed in the way that you can attract the right man. I think this methodology can help you a lot. So this is all for today. I think we're gonna be talking more about this in the coming weeks. In fact, maybe we can bring a case that maybe one of you can raise the hand and say, I have this case. Why don't you guys analyze my case with me in your next conversation? Maybe I can do it with Sorina, and we can go through all this information, and we can share it here for the channel for the benefit of the people that is following us. So any comments, any consultation that you want to do, you can go to the Heal and Learn channel so we can work together. I think there are so many things that we can do with this methodology. So I wish you the best for this weekend and the next week to come. So see you soon. Bye-bye.